Hello everyone and welcome to back to the Stanley Parable. I am going to do another ending and it's going to be sort of I want to skip the intro if there's an intro again, but this is going to take a while like last time. I'll just move the camera up a bit. Now, as you can see, I have makeup on right now. See? And, this is just to preview a video I'm making in the future. So, I'm waiting. Just a sec. This is taking forever. Alright, I'm back. Click the skip. Let's go!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Straight. And go over here and let's just go door on the left.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, I think we're gonna go do the downstairs ending. You know,
Yet there was not a single
insanity
person here
ending.
either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
This one, I hope I get to
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, let's go downstairs. Being the idiot we are.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley.
I'm definitely
Maybe,
crazy.
he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be
This is a
real.
loop.
And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming!
Yeah!
He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Fun fact about me,
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
You know, I think I'll just stay by the
Now,
vending
hearing
machine.
the voice speak these words was quite a shock to
Look at the vending
Stanley.
machine and not
After
move
all,
anymore.
he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just
a picture
he
on
would
the thing.
prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Stanley.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
By the way, I can't wake up when I want to.
I wish
when
it to
I'm
be
in my
over.
dreams.
Let me go back to my job.
It's real.
Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want.
Yeah, have you ever
I want my
that in an
apartment
actual dream?
and my wife
You ever,
and my job.
wanted yourself to wake
All
up
I
like,
want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal.
Let me know in the comments.
Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Or are you, Stan? Uh-oh. Here we go. Taking the camera.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Bye-bye, Stanley. Time to be introduced to a new character.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew.
So am I.
Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind.
Yeah.
I know what is real and what isn't.
I know the same thing,
it was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life.
Not really.
She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
In panic or in... I don't know. I'm just gonna quit the game now because this is about enough ending for today. So, bye.